Hi all. To go through all the Salesforce interview questions, you can directly go to my channel and see these questions. I solved most of interview questions. And along with that, kindly hit subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get my notification on timely manner. And here click all so that you can get my all notifications. And a part of that, in case if you want to connect to me, so you can connect me through my Instagram. In every video description I used to provide my Instagram link. Let me click on this, and now my Instagram link will be open. Yeah, along with that, if you want to join my course, again you can contact me in my Instagram, and maybe in my future videos I will update my phone number as well. Thank you guys. Okay, so hi all. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can install Visual Studio in your org, and at the end, along with that, I also develop a small Lightning Web component. So let's start. First, in search engine, type VS space code and hit enter. Okay, click on the first link. Now, guys, here you can see this option. Click here. Start showing. Fine. There is one more alternate way. You can go again back, and here, since I have a Windows system, in case if you have a Mac, you need to click on this one. Okay, if you have a Linux, click on this one. Okay, you can choose according to your system. Yeah, now this download option came. I already downloaded it, but no issues. I will click OK and let it be installed again. Meanwhile, I'm downloading this. I will download one more application, that is Salesforce CLI. Now it is a single command line interface helping interaction with Salesforce. So for that, you just have to type sftx space CLI, hit enter. Now this developer.salesforce option came, click on that. And again, according to your OS, whichever you have, whether it's Mac, whether it's Linux, I have Windows. Now, if you have Windows 32-bit, then you can go here. If you have Windows 64-bit, you can check here. How to check whether we have Windows 32-bit or 64-bit? So there's option here, type CMD, yes, command prompt, or alternate option is also there. Press the Windows in your keyboard. There is a Windows symbol between Control and Alt. In between that, there's a Windows symbol. So press that Windows symbol and R like this. Now just type DXDIAG this and hit enter. Now screen will pop up in which every detail will be visible to you. Now you can see here, guys, my Windows 10 Pro 64-bit, right? In case if you have 32-bit, so it will show here whether it's 32-bit instead of 64. And RAM, every detail it will show here. Okay. For more information, click next page. So it will show display information. Next page. Fine. So now moving on. Now I need to download this one. I will click on this. Again, I already downloaded, no issues. I again click here and I will re-download. Since I downloading both of them, now the next step, what I need to do, I need to install. So for that, now let me go for the folder. So yes, done. So here, this is a folder. No, 1 second. So it's already downloaded in my system. For me, it's under downloads folder. There's a folder called as program. In C drive, if you go, it will be a user folder. Inside user folder, whatever be your name, with that name. Now inside that download folder. Now in case if you installed internet downloading manager, this one, then obviously under this, go to this program and you can able to see this downloaded applications. So now let me click on this Visual Studio Code. Or first better I will install CLI. So I need to click on this SFDX CLI. Okay, this is a path where this will be installed. It will take few seconds. Now guys, meanwhile, we installing this. Second thing what we need to do, we need to set the path of that. And for setting the path, what we need to do, let me show you. We need to go to environment variables. So here, type environment. Yeah. So you can able to see environment variables. Now in this, there's option called as advanced. Okay. Go under this and here's option environment variables. Click here. Now these two options came, user variable and system variable. So you can set your path anywhere. Now what's the difference? User variable will be like, assume in your system, maybe multiple logins were there. Means in one system, 3 persons and they are different login, different ID password they are login. So according to their login, according to their system settings, they can set their path. Okay. Or maybe if you want, in case that no, for all of them they can able to use this, so go for system setting. Or in case if you are a single person who can log in, then also you can go for system. Okay, so you have to scroll it down here and you can see this option called as path, right? Click here and click edit. Since I already installed many application, you can see the path. Now here I just need to click new and I need to add the new path. So I will do that in few seconds. Meanwhile, let me check whether that installed or not. So guys, you can see it installed. Let me click on show details. So yeah, now how to check whether it's completely installed or not. So click here, close. Now type command prompt. So type cmd and hit enter. Now you just need to type the code sftx. This code will tell every details whether this command line interface installed or not. So hit enter. It will take few seconds of time since it's a little heavy command. But once it will show, it will pop up every details like whether it's Salesforce version, whether it's terminal, what and all details it contain. Meanwhile, it's on the process. Meanwhile, I will show you the path whether it's installed or not. So I need to go for my C drive, and if possible, I will keep it parallel. Yeah. So at least if command will run, you can able to see that as well. So now what we need to do here, guys, you can see program files. Now, since my Windows 64-bit, I need to go on this one. But again, in 64-bit systems, you can also use 32-bit applications as well. So this is for 32-bit applications. Now, the one I installed was 64-bit. So probably that file will be in this. I need to click there. Now, I need to scroll it down. Okay, so guys, the command that I typed was sftx, right? You can see the folder name sftx. Now click on this. Okay, so here inside that there's a folder called as bin, right? You need to click on this. So basically this is your path. I mean, this is the application where from where this CLI will working. So what we need to do, we need to set this path. So just copy this URL. Done. Now again go for environment variables. Since you already know how to set the path, now directly here, and we want for in term of system. So go in for system, path, new, or maybe cancel this. Already we have a path. Click path, edit, and new. Now add the path. That's it. Click OK. Meanwhile, guys, here you can see this command line executed. See, it's showing the version, usage, topic, commands, everything. Now let it be little more specific. In case you just want to know the version of this, right? So what to do? Just type the same code, space. You only want version, right? Then type version. SION, hit enter. Again, wait for few seconds, and the version showing here, the same one will be come here as well. Meanwhile, coming here, since I already set the path, this one, I click OK, again OK, and again one more time. Done. Path set, and here if you can see here also the version came. So this is the basic step of installing CLI. Now CLI installation is done. Now the second step is we need to install Visual Studio Code. So for that we need to scroll it down, and again in the program folders, and yeah, you can see the Visual Studio set. Click here. Now guys, one more additional thing I want to show you. Here right now, whatever the application I installed, okay, so in dot folder it will be visible. How we can check that whether which and all application we have? So guys, what you have to do, go for C drive, under that users, and your name, then scroll it down, then all the application in dot format you can able to see. Okay, here in case if you want to remove any application, maybe I want to remove Eclipse, I need to delete this file. As simple as that. Once I delete, then after that whatever the action I perform, then it will be completely out of my system. For more information how to uninstall, uh, I already installed, I'm sorry, I already uploaded a video in my channel, you can check. Fine. Now coming back here, this is Visual Studio Code. Click accept the agreement and click next. Okay, this is the path where it's going to install it. Okay, Visual Studio. Yes, I do want a shortcut. Click next. I want a desktop icon. Okay, click next. Install. Okay, the option came as launch Visual Studio. Okay, now once I launch Visual Studio, since I already have my I sync my Visual Studio with my Gmail, so automatically maybe extension starts downloading on it, but no problem, I will still explain you what are the things we need. So let me click on finish. Okay, pick a theme. Yeah, I want dark theme only, and cancel this. Okay, cool. So now Everything is set. Now guys, here in this Visual Studio, uh, you can see here terminal, go, and you can click on new terminal, or there's another option, view command palette. You can go here as well. Now what our next steps are? So now what we need to do is, in this, we need to install some important extensions. So let me enter that. For that, there's two ways. You can directly type Control Shift X, okay, Control Shift X, and you can install the extensions, or you can click here this symbol. So here you can see this extension option came. Now here you have to type Salesforce extension pack. Salesforce extension. Let me click on this. So guys, you can see here what and all extensions we have. We have CLI integration extensions. Again, command line interface. It used to integrate. Basically, from Visual Studio, what I'm going to do, I'm going to type, and the code going to reflect to my org, Salesforce org. Okay, how this happening? Because of this. Same for Epix programming, for Visual Force, for Aura components, Epix debugger, Lightning Web components, all this, all in one. Just click on Salesforce extension pack. Now, since in this almost there will be 8 extensions, so it will be little time consuming. So for time being, I will pause the video. Okay guys, so now you can see all this extension pack is completely installed. So now our duty is to check whether it's installed or not, or whether, I mean, whether it's working properly or not. So what you can do, you can do two things. You can go here and click on command palette. Then this command palette will come. There is a shortcut for that as well. You need to type Control Shift P, as they only mentioned here, Control Shift P. So Control Shift P you need to type, and after that type SFDX colon. Okay, SFDX. So you can see create project, Sable. I guess still it is in process. That's why all the commands were not showing. SFDX. Okay guys, now you can see SFDX create a project with manifest. Fine. Now what the first thing we need to do? I want to create a project. So project with manifest. Okay. So for that I need to create a workspace. So basically here, what I will do, I will click. Now as you can see here, activating terminal. Okay, it will take some time. Now this option, standard, default, empty analysis. We need to choose this one, standard. Click. What the project name? I will tell Kumar Tech LWC videos. Okay, this is the name I will give, and I will hit enter. Now what's going to ask? It's going to ask me from which path you want to create. Okay, so I personally go for my F drive. I'm sorry for the noise. What I will do for creating a project, you can choose a path. I will go for F drive here, and here you can create a folder according to your wish. I already have a folder, Kumar Tech LWC. I need to click here and click create project. So basically what I done, I basically set a path. So now whatsoever code I will code here will be going to install there. Okay, do you want to install repository? Yeah, install it. Meanwhile here, XML, okay, mm, fine. So guys, now what I done basically, from my end, I set the workspace. Okay. Now, if I'm going to code, it will the all my codes going to store in that F drive under that folder. Fine. Now the question is, if you're going to code, will it be going to store in your system? The answer is no. It will going to store in your Salesforce org. So it's very important that now I need to sync my Visual Studio with my Salesforce org. Meanwhile, this is output, this is terminal, where whatsoever command you want, you can type. Okay. Let me check whether these all were installed or not. Okay, installed. Restart extension. Okay. Meanwhile, now here, in case one more additional information I will give you. In case if you want to, whenever you start your Visual Studio Code, it's really important that whether your Visual Studio is updated or not. I mean, not for this time, obviously, just now I installed, but maybe installed after a few days, few weeks. So the Visual Studio need installation. On that case, either you can go here and click here, check for updates, one option, or you can directly install packages from here. What you need to type is sftx space update. So it will update. Meanwhile, let me check whether all this installed. Installed. Okay. So let me cancel all this. And just to show you a demo, I will hit this command. So now any packages, any pre-installed packages, uh, it will be installed here. Meanwhile, guys, you can able to see this path, right? F folder, command tech, LWC. Under this folder, this will be my project name. So under this project name, now my all files will be going to install. I'm sorry, my all files will be going to save. Okay, now what's the next step? Next step is I need to sync to my Salesforce org. So what I need to do? What I need to do is I need to again type the command Control Shift P. So let me type Control Shift P, and there you need to type authorize dev org. So just type dev dev. Okay, authorize an org, authorize the Scratch org, open default org, set a default org. Okay, it will taking some time. Fine, no issues. Meanwhile, guys, here this already start updating. You can see if any additional plugins added in CLI, it's just fetching all the updates. Again, it will take some time. So for time being, again, I will pause the video. Sorry for that, but actually it will take a lot of time. So only I don't want to waste your time. So only I'm pausing the video. Once it will installed, I will again start. Okay, guys. So finally is installed all the packages. You can see. So now again, now I need to authorize to an org. So again, type the command Control Shift P, and now if I need to authorize to my org, I just need to type sftx, and now you can see all the sftx commands started coming. Means all the extension installed perfectly. Okay. Now sftx. Normally we use this command authorize an org, but I'm going to dev hub because I'm going to create a Scratch org. So authorize a dev hub. Now it is, you can see here this command will start now. Soon it will start my uh, Chrome, and in Chrome I have to log in. And after it, obviously, once I log in, basically now I'm going to sync it. So guys, you can see it's automatically open my Chrome. Now for this is my org for which I want to authorize it. So let me click here. One more time. Let's go Martech 7.2. So now finally, it will enter in my org. Okay, this is my previous component. I just made my org pivot. Uh, Now what I need to do? I need to click on setup. Yeah. And now I need to type here dev hub. So dev hub. Once I type the dev hub, you can see guys, these two options were disabled, right? And parallelly, one more thing I will show you. First of all, what's the use? So I want you to kindly pause the video and read these points. I hope you already paused, and I hope you already stop. I mean, from your end, you see all the points. Basically, it will give you a full new scratch org, okay, from the scratch. So in this video, this is what even my agenda is. So I'm going to create a fresh org, okay, a scratch org, and in that scratch org only we're going to perform. We're going to type all the codes. So here, for that, first we need to enable it. Okay. Guys, so here, one more thing before I enable this, let me show you one thing. Right now here, this is object manager page. So let me refresh it. Once I uh, activated, I enabled scratch org, there will be two more objects will be add active scratch org and scratch org. Okay. And we can check those objects here. So let me type right now first, TRVE active, nothing came. Okay. Scratch org, nothing came. Okay. Better one more time, I will type org just to check. Okay. Nothing came. Now I need to enable this. Okay, enable this one. One more thing, important thing, once it enabled, you can't disable. Okay. Now basically what is this scratch org is? You can if I need to explain you, I will say like it's quite similar like a sandbox. Okay, so where you can create a file and you can send it to production, you can do a deployment, similar like this, quite similar like this. This scratch orgs are. The drawback is the lifespan is only maximum up to 30 days. So once you create a scratch org, up to next 30 days you can use it. After that, it will be deactivated. In free edition, like this is my free Salesforce developer edition. So in this, up to 3 scratch orgs I can make. So now, just now I enable this, right? Now I need to go here. First thing first, I need to refresh it. Every time, whenever you come to a new tab, keep a habit that you should refresh it. Okay. Okay. Now, so now it's refreshed. Let me type active scratch org, CT. Now guys, you can see this active scratch org. Okay. SCR. here scratch org information. These two objects was not showing up previously. What is this active scratch org and what is this scratch org information? Basically, this scratch org information is the object where all the scratch org in your system, maybe you have three different scratch orgs you have created one by one, so all three will be stored in this one. Okay, here in this scratch org information, all the scratch org whatever you created will be stored here. Now what about this active scratch org? The active scratch org is the one in which the scratch org currently you're using, about which it will be shown here. So now from our end, I done all the stuffs. Now the next thing what I need to do. Okay. Here if I go, I need to set the path which I didn't set. I guess LWC video, yeah, setup. I already done it. Fine. Now if I type Control Shift P, so there's option called create component. No, create a lightning web component. Okay, type create, just type web, yeah, create lightning web component option came. Okay, so now I can create any lightning web component. So guys, now what will I do? I will create a lightning web component and I will deploy this into my org. And before before doing this, one more additional thing I forgot to tell. If you want, you can sync this into your GitHub repository as well. How to do that? You need to type Control plus Shift plus G, something like this. I will type Control Shift G. So the folder initialize GitHub. Okay, click on this. Okay, please install Git. Fine, fine. I need to install this one first. Okay. Fine, it will be little time consuming, no issues. I will show you in my next upcoming classes how we can sync it. Meanwhile, for time being, it's okay. I will continue with my code. So guys, I don't want to waste my time. I just copy and paste the code just to show you the whether the component is deploying or not. So let me just copy the name. I will go here, type Control Shift P, and again create a lightning web component. So here create a, or maybe, yeah, create lightning web component, hit enter. The name I given this name and I will hit enter. When I hit enter, there will be three files came, HTML file, a JavaScript file, and XML file. Which directory? The same, the default one. Okay, hit enter. Wait for a few seconds. So it's already done. Okay, next. Now it's, since it's already showing me this file in JS. If I go here, you can see inside Comartech videos folder, I have a folder name as Salesforce app. Inside that, I have a folder name LWC. Inside LWC, whatever the project I create, that project name and that project here, 3 5 have. Okay. This is HTML, this is JavaScript, and this is our XML file. Now what I will do, I will show you step by step the process. Now I'm going to write here and deploy this thing in my org. Okay. So first thing first, what I will do here, I will go down. Yeah. Here guys, you can see API version 51 is exposed true. Here if you can see, is exposed is false. False means it is hidden. Okay. I want my component to be visible on my org. So for that, I need to make it true. Second step. After that, where I want to make it true, I want in a home page or a record page or an app page. Okay. So for time being, I just copy this. I will go here and I will paste it. Now guys, one important thing. Now I already done these changes. Okay. Now I need to deploy this. So first I will save. For saving, go here, click uh, this save. This time you can click like this, or there's option called as control save. So control S, I'm sorry. So you can click control S as well. So I save it, done. It's already saved. Now if I need to deploy, I need to go here, command palette, change all sources. No. Okay. Wait. Meanwhile, first I will make other two components as well. This one also. I will go here. I will copy this. Just go ahead and paste it. Similarly, go here and copy this one as it is. Okay. Now first for the deployment, one more additional step you have to do. You need to sync it to your org, authorize to your org. I know most of you thinking we just done the same. We done the same, but with in terms of dev org. Now I'm going to sync it to the main org name. So for that, I need to click on settings. Then this is name. So copy this Kumartech 7.0. Yeah. Now what you need to do, you need to go here, click Control Shift P. This time authorize an org you need to type. So just type org, and there's option came authorize an org. Click hit enter. Yes, whether it's production, sandbox, your custom URL. Mine is this one, the first one we need to choose. Click here. Now your org name. My org name was Kumartech 7.0. Hit enter. Now what is happening actually? Behind the scene, again, the Salesforce CLI command. If you remember in starting only I said command line interface. It is the one who going to sync to my org. So now it's started. Now it's going to authorize my org, and my org will going to open. Again, this is little time consuming. Maybe it will take, sometimes it will take time. So for time being, I am pausing this video in case, uh, okay, fine. Meanwhile, let's check. I hope it will work. It won't take much time. Let's see. Meanwhile, here, what's the additional thing I can show you here? Deployment I was talking about. So here you can check the deployment as well. How you can check the deployment? I will show you. Mm, just type here deployment. So you can see this option, deployment status. You need to click there. And since I already deployed in this org many times, so status was showing some when it's failed and when it succeed. Every time for succeed, obviously we won't check. Whenever deployment failed, what's the issue? If you want to check, maybe click on this details, and you can scroll it down. So there's the error, it will show here, no module markup. Meanwhile, you can see it's automatically got on. How it's on, sir? Because this command worked. Okay, this command didn't take much time this time. Great. So I just need to click here. So now it will be authorized to my main org. Okay, I done till here. Now I need to go here and deployment status. Let me check all the deployments timings, because now I'm going to deploy my code, so at least it will be show what's the time. So 9:25 a.m., 8:22 a.m. Okay, 9:49 a.m. Okay, no issues. Now right now is 5 p.m. I just need to go here, click on this. Yeah, authorize code run successfully. Cool. You can click on the output and you can check that as well. Whatever the code you whatever the commands we just type, everything will be show here as well. Okay, so now you can see the option, guys, deploy to source org. Previously this option was not coming. In fact, these all four options was not coming. Why? What's the problem? The problem was the same. We didn't sync it to our org. I mean, we didn't authorize to our main org. That was the problem. So now, since we authorized, now whatever the code deployment I will do from my end, it will be directly reflect. How it's possible, sir? So let me show you. I just need to go to this basic HTML. I need to save it. I save from my end. Again, for saving, go to file, click save, or directly type the keyword control S. I will type the keyword. Similarly here, I will type keyword control S. Similarly here. Done. Now I need to deploy all three of them. So I will go here. Okay, this is deployment setting. Minimize, right click, deploy to source org. So so deployment done. Deploy. How can we believe, sir? Go here, refresh this. Scroll it down. Okay, so 4:57 p.m. One deployed, succeed. Similarly, for this HTML also, I will do the same. Deploy to source org. Deploy this to source org. Done. Again, go here. Again, refresh it. Right now, it's 4:57 p.m. was the last, right? $4.58. Just now I done. Mm, this is the last one. Okay, not running, some error. What's the error? Duplicate duplicate value found ID. Mm, okay, cannot find lightning bundle. I didn't think I didn't save it or what. I need to save this. Mm, okay, let's try one more time. Again the same error. Okay, need to check what's the issue. Duplicate value record ID. Hmm. Let me go here. I will refresh it. Maybe if it's failed, it will show in the failed one. Hmm. One failed one is showing error. Hmm. The same error is showing. Okay. What I will do, I will type. I will do some changes. Maybe I will keep message one. I will keep variable one. One. Okay. And here in HTML basics, anything I need to change? Uh, Message. I will change here. Instead of that, I will type message one. Okay. Anything else required? No. Let me save this. Let me deploy this. Okay. Let me save this. Again, the same error. I think I already created in my org. That's why it's showing me the error. Let me check. Sometimes it's happened that you already have that component. So for that, I just go here. I need to type uh, component. Lightning component. Go here. Okay, I already have this component. That is the reason why it's throwing error. I will delete this. Unable to delete. Okay. Fine. I will make one more additional component. Okay, so let's create one new component from scratch. Create an Apex class. Create Apex class. I just copy as it is. This is my Apex class. will go here. Guys, one important thing, you need to keep aura enable cacheable equal to true whenever you're going to write an Apex class, so that the backend process will connect to the front end. So I just remove this. I save it. Done. Now I want to deploy to the org. So click here. Yeah, deploy this source. Done. Deployment done. Go here. Now I need to create a Lightning Web component. So I will just go here and to give some name. Maybe I will give the same name as I given for this Apex class. Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web component. Enter the name. Hit enter. Done. Now here 3 files came. First go for the HTML one. Copy the same. Go for the JavaScript one. Go here. Okay. Again, guys, this is just an example. From my next class, I will explain you. I mean, from my upcoming classes, I will explain you from scratch. So just copy this. Check. Yeah. Copy it. Okay. I need to go here. I just need to paste. Let me save it. Let me deploy to this source org. Some error. What's the error? No base markup file. Okay. Deployed. Here, just copy this 3 as it is. Go here. This. Make it true. And save this. Now deploy. Okay. This one also done. Just let me check first. Preview the component locally. Click on this in desktop version, Android version, iOS. I will click on desktop browser. For this is the command sftx space force colon lightning colon lwc colon start. So basically what will happen now, from your org, it will give you locally, I mean, preview you can say, and in a local term, so that you can in your own browser you can able to see whatever the component you just designed, how it looks like. Okay, it will take some time. Meanwhile, this thing, whenever you're going to yeah, So every time in your component, it should be true. And wherever you want to be, you want to make it visible on home page, then you know to select this one, record page, or whether for app page, whatsoever target you choose, it will display. And here meanwhile my command started, so now it will give me a local preview. I think I didn't save it. Go to the org. Duplicate value. Fine, fine. Okay, guys. So actually, it start now. If I go here and I preview locally, you can now able to see. So let me click here, and now it will show you the output. The on that time the issue was the file was not properly saved. That is the why it's showing the error. But now if you can see here the name, every detail, it should. Just for your convenience, I will in my upcoming videos, I also used to share the code in my comment box as well, so that you can also try the same code. Meanwhile, this that's all from my end. In upcoming videos, I need to explain you more about Visual Studio Code, because this is just starting what I explained you. There are a lot of extensions, lot of changes. We need to do it. So guys, just a small request from my end. I try my level best. It it will be really great if you all from your end like and share it. It's for all of them who are new to Salesforce, who having no idea how to work on Lightning Web Components, and the most important is how to install Visual Studio and how to make it. I mean, how we can work on it. So in this, I explain everything from top to end. And one last thing, I just need to go to my or just to check that whether yeah it will be deployed or not. So just save it. I mean, just I need to refresh it. This was the previous error. Don't need to worry. Just type deployment status. Go here. Scroll it down. Yeah, deployment status. So that's all from my end. Kindly like my video. Kindly give your valuable comments, and if possible, please share. And if you want part 2 and part 3 of that, kindly give your all your demand in comment box, so that I can from my end I can make more improvised videos. Last thing, this is what the real-time programming, this is how the real-time programmers set their Visual Studio. Okay, from my end, that's it guys. Thank you for watching the video.